and welcome to the Sportscast, March 12th, 2018. Is that time of month? It's March Madness. We got Ryan Christa, the March Madness specialist.
Hey, Santiago, it's the best time of year, isn't it? And Oklahoma has 3 wins since January 11th. So those are 2 teams that were finishing cold, I guess you would say. And we left off some pretty good teams. St. Mary's team with 29 wins is not making it to the tournament. That's crazy. Next round, and then they end up the next day beating Auburn, and it was 9 seed and Dover. That wasn't even close. They were 9 seed. A lot of quality wins. No really bad losses. Blemish was that 5-game losing streak to end the year, which put their tournament hopes on ice. But, they got some clutch wins when they needed the most last weekend in St. Louis for the SEC tournament. And the other team that a lot of games they normally win or lose with those 2 players on the team. Andre Colson misses most of the year, comes back the last 2 weeks. Team's playing great. Ends up losing in the quarterfinals to Duke in the ACC tournament. Although if they won that, they would be in. But according to the NCAA tournament committee,
teams in each region, and you name the top 2 from each region. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, for the South region, which will be played in Atlanta, Virginia, UMBC, Creighton, Kansas State, Kentucky, Davidson, Arizona, Buffalo, Miami, Loyola, Chicago, Tennessee, Wright State, Nevada, Texas, Cincinnati, and Georgia State. Who are the top 2 from that region?
Well, Virginia is a top team according to the NCAA committee, number 1 overall seed, and they're rewarded with a potential Sweet 16 matchup with either Kentucky end up losing only 2 more games, the rest 2 or 3 more games the rest of the year, ends up as a 4 seed. They are grossly underseeded, I believe, and they should have been a 2 seed, I believe. And then they're going into Kentucky, which is playing with superior athletes and playing their best basketball after coming off the SEC tournament championship. Those are the 3 best teams. If you're looking for a Cinderella in this group, well, at least the first round, you've got to start with Loyola Chicago. It's a team that dominated a very good Missouri Valley Conference. Could have probably made it as an at-large if they didn't win their dominated a very good Mountain West basketball conference. A lot of quality, a lot of road wins, which the committee liked, and that's why even though they didn't win their conference tournament, they were rewarded with a 7th seed.
So who's your top 2 in the South?
I'm going to go with Virginia and Arizona.
Virginia and Arizona. I'm going to write this down. Okay, for the West region, we got Xavier, NC Central, /Texas South. I guess it's a playoff. Missouri, Florida State, Ohio State, South Dakota, Gonzaga, UNC Greensboro, Houston, San Diego State, Michigan, Montana, Texas A&M, Providence, North Carolina, and Lipscomb. Who are your top 2?
Well, I'm gonna go Xavier and Gonzaga.
Xavier. Okay.
Playing in the Big East with Antoine Blewett, great player, great scorer. A team that made to the Elite 8 last year, and returning a lot of those same players will be a tough out for anybody. And then Gonzaga, a team that went to the finals last year, lost 3, pro players, but still came back this year, had a great regular season. Probably could have been the higher seed, but because of the conference they played in, was given a 4 seed. So those are, I believe, they will meet in the Sweet 16, those 2 teams, so they won't meet in the regionals. But again, those are the top 2 teams. But a sleeper to watch out for is Missouri. Missouri is an A seed that played this year without their top player for Moses, came back from back injury, who I believe may be the top pick in next year's NBA draft.
All right, so it's Xavier and Gonzaga. For the East, we got Villanova, LIU, Brooklyn, or Radford, Virginia Tech, Alabama, West Virginia, Murray State, Wichita State, Marshall, Florida, St. Bonaventure or UCLA, Texas Tech or SF Austin, Arkansas, Butler, Purdue, and CS Fullerton. Who are your top two in the East?
Oh yeah, I started going over the team that just plays so well together. Offensively, defensively, they're a machine. Play great team basketball led by Jalen Brunson. This is your typical Villanova team, not overly big, don't play a lot of players, but just one of the best teams in the nation who hard to defend because everybody in the court is a threat to score. And then, I guess I'll go with the number 2 seed, Purdue, who's got a great combination in Carson Edwards and Haas. Haas is a 7'3" player down low. Tough to defend, good offensive player, good defender, got those long arms, block shot. Carson Edwards, very athletic guard, can shoot, can drive. This might be one of the best Purdue teams we've seen in a long time.
The Indiana
and if
team.
I'm going to go with a sleeper, yes, Indiana basketball. I'm going to go with a sleeper. I'm going to go with Wichita State, a very seasoned team. Got still 6 players that they'll lose from this year's roster either to graduation or the NBA. But moving from the Missouri Valley to the American Conference, while they may not have as good a record as they normally do, they're very well prepared for, I think, an 8-tournament run.
The Midwest region, which will be played at Omaha, Nebraska, has Kansas, Penn, Seton Hall, NC State, Clemson, New Mexico State, Auburn, Charleston, TCU, Arizona State or Syracuse, Michigan State, Bucknell, Rhode Island, Oklahoma, Duke, and Iona. Who are your top 2?
I'm going to start with Duke. Team with superstars all over the court. You got a lot of NBA players, starting with Marvin Bagley. No one in the college basketball has figured out a way to stop this guy. And then you got Grayson Allen, 4-year player. Freshman year was one of the unsung heroes of a championship team from Duke. Known as a good shooter, scorer. That combination of players, along with a great supporting cast, will make them a very tough out for anybody in this region. And then I'm going to go with, Michigan State, the number 3 seed. Again,
and who's your sleeper?
Team built like Duke with NBA players. My sleeper in this, I'm hemming and hawing, but I'm going to go with Auburn. Here's why. A team that expected to finish at the bottom of their division this year in the SEC. But has a great coach, Bruce Pearl. Team bought into the system. They play full court defense. They shoot a lot of threes. A lot of great athletes on the court. They faltered down the stretch, so they're not really hot going into this tournament. They suffered an injury or two from their rotational players, but I believe the team has got something special. They're overachievers, and usually an overachiever feels really good this time of year, and it feels like they can win a couple games. I don't think they're going to win this region, but I think they could make a run to at least Elite 8.
Okay, I have to make a correction. For the South region, you chose Virginia and Arizona. Those two will probably meet up in the semifinal in the South. So you can't pick either Arizona or Virginia. You can pick.
I'm gonna pick someone from the bottom. Then.
Yeah, so you can pick between Miami, Loyola, Chicago, Tennessee, Wright State, Nevada, Texas, Cincinnati, or Georgia State.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a team, no, but they're a very balanced team. Another team like Auburn from the SEC that was picked to finish near the bottom, but again was another great coach, Rick Barnes, led by Admiral Schofield. This is a team that, they don't flash. They're not a lot of flash them, but they play physical, hard-nosed defense. make clutch shots, and again, I don't think they'll win the region, but I think that this is a team that could definitely go to the Elite Eight.
So, who from the South is your final two?
My final two, I guess I would say, was Virginia and Tennessee.
Okay, Virginia and Tennessee, which you can do. And for the West, you do have to make that correction as well. You can't have Xavier and Gonzaga in the West final or West semifinal.
Yep, okay, so I'm going to fish Gonzaga okay. And North Carolina in my final.
Okay, North Carolina. Okay, so who will win between Virginia and Tennessee? For the
Virginia.
Okay, final four. And North Carolina, Gonzaga. Gonzaga. And the East, Villanova, Purdue.
Villanova.
And Duke and Michigan State.
Well, then those are two teams that couldn't play in the final. So I'm going to give you Duke and Kansas. Regional finals with Duke winning.
Oh, wait. Duke and Kansas. Okay, so you pick Duke. Okay, so Duke and Kansas. So it's Villanova, Duke. Right?
Villanova. Yep.
Okay, so who win between Virginia and Gonzaga?
Virginia.
And Villanova, Duke.
Villanova
or Virginia?
Villanova
wins the whole thing. Incredible. Why Villanova?
Like I said before, this team, they just got great chemistry on the court. They're unselfish. They don't have as many NBA players as any NBA players, but they got great guard play, which is always key in the NCAA tournament. Great shot makers, and they can get stops when they need to play stops. The Big East Conference, while it may not be known as a Power 5 conference, it may be the best conference in college basketball.
Ever?
You heard it. I know the old Big East is probably known as the best basketball conference ever, but this is just somebody who watches a lot of college basketball. You're going to find good teams in the Big East. And it's only getting better because you're going to have, you have Providence, who is the NCAA tournament team, and Creighton, Butler. Those are teams that have good history, a good foundation. And, you've got Patrick Ewing leading Georgetown and Chris Mullins leading St. John's. I just think that's a great conference. I think Villanova is well tested this year and poised to make another deep run, I think, to the championship.
You know that no one has predicted a perfect bracket before.
And no one will, Santiago.
What's the probability? 1 in a million?
Oh, probably more than that, right?
It's harder to have a perfect bracket than to win the lottery.
Yes. That's why Warren Buffett posts a lot of money for anybody who gets a perfect bracket.
Exactly. So the first games start tomorrow, March 13th, and the final will be on April 2nd. So it's going to be a good, solid 3 weeks. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's tip this sucker off.
Exactly. And if you had to name one dark horse that could win it, who would it be?
If I had to pick it, I'm going to go Wichita State.
Wichita State.
I know I didn't have them going. I just again, it's almost has Villanova effect. A lot of older players, a lot of good guards. They didn't have the sexy record during the year that they normally do, but they have much improved competition. And if that team comes together at the right time right now, they could be a very hard out.
Who will go farther, Miami or Alabama?
I'm going to say Alabama because I have Miami losing to Loyola Chicago, and I think Alabama could beat Virginia Tech. It's 8-9 game. It's like Anything could happen.
It's very doable. Very doable.
Very, very doable.
Well, March Madness begins. Charles Barkley is going to be in the college basketball realm. You think he's good?
As a person who likes to hear about college basketball, no, but as somebody who likes to be entertained, yes.
He's more serious.
A
little bit.
Yeah, I think he's serious because he's not comfortable, because he doesn't watch it. He's an NBA guy.
Yeah. He's learning on the job.
He's got the Turner's got a lot of money invested in state tournaments, so they're going to send their people. And that's the NBA crew.
Well, Ryan Christa,
Charles and the Jet.
Well, thank you for coming on the Sportscast. How can people reach you?
You can reach me by Twitter at the Mad Dog Report.
Mad Dog Reports. College basketball begins. Get your brackets going. What is a good platform? Yahoo, ESPN.
I always use ESPN. I guess because I use ESPN Fantasy Football, so I just use that same app. So
there you go.
Hopefully, I can take down my wife, who I love very much. But hopefully, we have a yearly bet going on. But she says this year's our year, but we'll see.
And that is Sportscast March Madness Special. Thanks for coming on.
All right, see you later, San Diego. Mindy, I love you. See you later, Cleet. Bye-bye.